I found this trail by accident, although now I think she found me. It was at the end of October. Autumn was already breathing cold, but there was no snow yet. The forest stood dark, wet, heavy with the smell of rotting leaves. I often went for a walk alone, just not to sit at home, not to think. The city began to press. People, noise, news, phones, everything merged into one long alarm. It was quiet in the woods. Too quiet. I arrived there closer to the evening. A small parking lot near the highway, several cars, an old wooden stand with a route map. I've been here before. I knew the main paths. But that day I decided to go deeper. Just like that. For no reason. At first, everything was normal. The yellow leaves crunched underfoot. The wind whispered in the tops of the trees. A crow was croaking somewhere. I walked, looked under my feet, sometimes photographed branches, moss, old stumps. The phone showed 1712. I thought I should go back. And then I saw her. Path. It was leaving the main route. Narrow, barely noticeable, as if trampled not by people, but by time. Without pointers. No ribbons. Just a darker stripe among the leaves. I didn't remember her, although I've been here more than once. I stopped. I felt a strange feeling. Not fear. Faster. Recognition. As if I was already standing here. And looked at her. Once upon a time. I took a picture. Then one more. In case I get lost. And stepped on the path. She was soft. As if the earth has never frozen here. The leaves did not crunch. The footsteps sounded dull. I walked slowly, looking back, remembering the trees. Old habits, don't get lost in the woods. But after a few minutes, I noticed a strange thing. It was quiet. Too quiet. No birds. No wind. Even my breath sounded strange. I looked at the phone. 17:19. Only 7 minutes. And it seemed longer. I decided to walk a little longer. And then come back. Just check where it leads. The trail was wriggled. Between the trees. By fallen trunks. Through a small stream. And suddenly. Ended. I went out on the lawn. Small. Round. And froze. Because I recognized her. It was the same lawn where I left the car. The parking lot was just behind the trees. I came out from the other side. I looked around. It couldn't be. I walked for about 10 minutes. The path was narrow, crooked. I couldn't just make a circle. It didn't make sense. I looked at the phone. 17:21. Only 9 minutes. I laughed nervously. Well, what a maze, he muttered. I wanted to go to the car, but something stopped me. There was one more car in the parking lot. Old. Black. I didn't remember her, but I thought I just didn't notice it earlier. Nothing surprising. People come and go. I got into the car. I started the engine. And I'm almost gone. But, looked in the rearview mirror. And I felt cold. Because from the forest, someone was looking at me. I turned around abruptly. No one. Only trees. Shadows. And the darkness that slowly crawled between the trunks. I wrote it off to my imagination. Tired. Autumn. But the next day I came back. I don't know why. Perhaps to prove to yourself that nothing strange happened. It's just a forest. Just an accident. I came earlier this time. Around lunchtime. The light was brighter. There are more people. I walked the main path. I couldn't find her for a long time. That narrow one. As if she didn't exist. I already wanted to go. But suddenly, saw. She was there. A little further. Between two pines. As if I was waiting. I stopped. I felt the same cold. And the same strange confidence. That I will go again. And that this time. Something will change. I stepped onto the path. And I immediately understood. The forest was different. Darker. Although the sun was shining. I went faster this time. I knew it would shut up. What will bring back? And I wanted to check. Where is the trick? Where is the deception? Stream. A fallen tree. Crooked oak. I remembered them yesterday. They were here. But others. The oak was split. It was as if he had been struck by lightning. He was whole yesterday. I remembered for sure, because I photographed it. I took out my phone. I opened the photo, and Pohaloff. In the photo, the oak was already broken. No, I whispered. It's impossible. I would have noticed. I would remember. I quickened my pace, and went out into the clearing. The same one. Parking. My car. But something was wrong. The sky. It was darker, like an evening. I looked at the clock. 17:46. I entered the forest at 12:30. I panicked. I opened the map. The signal jumped, as if the phone didn't know where I was. I quickly got into the car and left, without looking back. I didn't sleep at night. I was looking at the photo, video, route in the application, and I noticed something. In one of the photos, between the trees, someone was standing. I didn't remember seeing him. Dark figure, far away, between the trunks. I was standing, and I watched. I enlarged the photo, and I felt my skin getting goosebumps, because the figure looked like me. I wouldn't go there again. A normal person would not go. But the next day I woke up with the thought, I've already been there, and it's not over yet. This time the forest was empty. No cars, no people, even the birds. The trail was waiting. Same place. As always. I stepped on her, and I immediately understood. This is a mistake. The forest was quiet. But now, I heard footsteps. Not my own. Behind. Somewhere far away. But they were leaving. Slowly. Behind me. I didn't look back. I knew the rule of the forest. If something is following you, don't look. I walked faster. The path was winding. The trees were getting dark. The air is cold. And then I understood. I've already been here. Not yesterday. Earlier. A long time ago. The memory surfaced by itself. I'm small. I'm going with my dad. The same forest. The same trees. And the path. You can't go there, he said. Why? He is silent. Then quietly. Because she's going back. I didn't understand then. But now. I remembered everything. Dad disappeared that year. Went to the forest. And did not return. I stumbled. I almost fell. And then I heard. Voice. Behind. You're back too. I turned around. And I saw him. He stood between the trees. Pale. Exhausted. In an old jacket. The same one. Dad. I whispered. He was looking at me. Long. Sad. And he said, "Don't go any further." I took a step towards him. And noticed. His eyes. They were empty. "You're not real," I said. He smiled. "You too." And then I understood. The path does not lead in a circle. She leads back. In time. Every time. Something is changing. Because something remains. I ran. For the first time. Without thinking. The trees were flickering. The path was spinning. The steps behind became closer. More. Not alone. I went out on the lawn. And he screamed. There were several cars there. Old people. Rusty. Rotten. And one of them was mine. But old. Empty. With broken glass. I turned around. And I saw them. Between the trees. People. Tens. Stood. And they watched. And among them. Me. Versions of me. Different. Old. Young. Frightened. Empty. And everyone was watching. For one. On me. I understood. Too late. The path does not turn. She leaves. Every time. I screamed. And ran into the forest. Not on the path. Anywhere. The branches scratched the face. The roots knocked off the legs. But I ran. And suddenly. Fell. Blow. Darkness. Silence. I woke up on the ground. Cold. Wet. Above me is the sky. Grey. Ordinary. I was lying near the parking lot. My car was nearby. New. Whole. The phone showed 13:02. The same day. I stood up, trembling. I looked around. The forest was quiet, ordinary, alive. And the paths. It wasn't. I didn't go there anymore. Never. But sometimes, when I drive along the road past that forest, I look deep into the trees, and I see her, between the trunks, dark, narrow, and the worst, sometimes I see, like someone standing on it, and look at the road. And one day, I recognized him. He looked exhausted, pale, with empty eyes, and he looked like me. Now I know. The path never disappears. She's just waiting, until you forget. And if you ever see in the forest a narrow path, who seems familiar, don't go her, because she doesn't lead forward, and it doesn't lead back. She leads to your version, which never did not return. Evergreen I hash.